of harvesting fish and corals from the ocean. Sadly, many beautiful reefs and species of marine fish are diminishing due to the aquarium trade. But there is an alternative. Reducing the amount of fish and corals harvested from the ocean can create a better ecosystem. But the more we harvest these creatures and life forms from the ocean, the more habitat loss we create. According to Earthwatch Institute, coral reefs are home to 1/4 of all life in the ocean. When coral reefs die, it causes much damage to our ecosystem, such as our beaches being more susceptible to flooding from storms such as hurricanes and cyclones. Likewise, without the reefs, the ocean will not be able to absorb carbon dioxide, leaving more CO2 in the atmosphere. This CO2 can cause much stress on our lungs and even suffocate us. Secondly, 500 million people depend on reefs for food and income. We now see that the aquarium trade has helped to diminish these reefs. Firstly, by fragging precious corals from oceans and even taking larger amounts, such as whole rocks covered in them. And secondly, by trafficking fishes that in the wild care for these reefs. These fish care for the reefs by trimming them so that they don't invade other species of corals and eating algae that has grown over top of these corals. Another reason we need to protect the ocean reefs is because they help humans obtain health. When a human eats a marine fish that has eaten coral, they obtain much nutrients that they would not get anywhere else. Thankfully, we can prevent the damage of these beautiful reefs. There are 2 things we can do. The first one is, if you're in the aquarium hobby, you can buy your supplies from a self-sustainable fish store. A self-sustainable fish store is a fish store that breeds its own fish and frags its own coral. That way you don't have to take it from the ocean, making even less corals and fish. The second thing we can do to help prevent these coral reefs from dying is take the trash and plastic that has gathered on the beaches out and throwing it away. If we don't do this, the trash can wash into the ocean and cover the corals so that they don't get enough sunlight to survive. If we do not take action, the reefs will die. More CO2 will gather in the air and it will become harder to breathe. Beaches will flood and even disappear. In conclusion, we need these reefs, so that we can survive, gain nutrients, and even just have a beach to have a fun beach day on. Thank you.